So last class you were showing us like how to find out weight percent composition for a given temperature and its phases, sir.
Yeah, correct. So we are looking at how to find out the composition of the various phases at a given temperature and composition. Okay. So two things we have discussed about this copper nickel phase diagram. The first thing that we have discussed is the how to know about the various phases that are present at a different temperature and composition. And the second things we have learned is how to calculate the composition of that phases. Okay, for a given alloy and for a given temperature, how we are going to calculate the composition of those phases. But we haven't talked about how much amount of those phases will be present. We can tell that if that phase will be present, then in that particular phase, how much of copper will be there and how much of nickel will be there. But how much amount of phases will be there, that we are going to discuss in today's class. Okay, so let me take this Microsoft Word, Microsoft whiteboard. Just wait for a minute, it is uploading. Today's attendance is very low, it's 27, still people are not joining. I don't know why it is happening. Okay, so let us see what we have discussed in the last class and then we will proceed further. So in the last class, up to the last class, we have discussed that if suppose we are having this copper nickel phase diagram or any isomorphous phase diagram with us. Okay, so this is the way of the copper or any isomorphous phase diagram. So this is our copper here and this is our nickel here. Okay, so at a give, the first thing that we can calculate is at a given temperature and composition. Suppose if any temperature is given and composition is given, concentration is given. Okay, suppose we have taken a 40 weight percent nickel alloy, 40% nickel alloy, and I have told you that the temperature is, suppose this is 1085. So if I will tell you that the temperature is 1100 degrees Celsius and weight percent of the alloy is 40%, then tell me what phases will be present. Simply then you can draw the line like this and come downward. Okay, from here, this point you will get, you can tell this is liquid plus alpha phase will be there. Now the second thing we have talked about is in this liquid how much of copper and nickel will be there, and in this alpha how much of copper and nickel will be there. So that we have done by drawing the tie line. So let me explain it once more. So suppose here we know that at this point we want to find out the composition of this liquid and the composition of this alpha. So this is nothing but the solidus line. This is the solidus line. Solidus line. Solidus. And this is the liquidus line. And this is the liquidus line. Now, if you want to find out the composition of liquid and plus alpha, you want to find out the composition of this liquid and the composition of this alpha. Now, what you have to do, you have to draw a tie line pass parallel to this composition axis, and it will go from one boundary to the other boundary. Now, if you want to find out the composition of alpha, so this is the solidus line. Okay, see that where this tie line is cutting this solidus line. In order to find out the composition of alpha, you will see that where this tie line cutting this solidus line. So this is the point. Now come downward. So this will become approx, let's say it's 70% nickel. So you know that from here you can tell that composition of alpha will be 70% nickel and the rest will be copper in this alpha phase, 70% nickel. Now if you want to find out in this liquid what is the composition of this liquid, so see that where this tie line is cutting the liquidus line and come downward, so tell it is approx 10 weight percent. So you can tell that the composition of this liquid phase is equal to 10% nickel, 10 weight percent nickel. So this is how you can find out the composition of any phases at a given condition. Okay, now we haven't talked about how much of alpha is present and how much of liquid is present. We only discussed if there is alpha and if there is liquid, then what will be the composition of alpha and what will be the composition of liquid. Now we are going to learn that how to find out the amount of alpha and the amount of liquid that is present at a given temperature and condition and other condition and the other given condition. So we will see that. So let me put this. So let me explain this. Okay, so again we take this binary isomorphous diagram. So in the test one, only binary isomorphous diagram will be in syllabus. So let's take the example of copper and nickel only. Okay, here we are having 1085. This is the melting point of copper. Here 1453. Melting point of nickel. So here we are having copper and here we are having nickel. Now suppose I want you to calculate, find out at 1100 degrees Celsius and alloy that is having weight percent of 50 weight percent of nickel. Now the question is 50 weight percent nickel. Okay, this is the alloy. So suppose you have taken an alloy that consists of 50 weight percent. Let us take alloy. Alloy has been given to you and its composition is 50 weight percent nickel. Means that alloy contains 50 weight percent nickel and 50 weight percent copper. 50 weight percent nickel. Okay, now I ask you to heat it above the melting point. So you have heated this particular alloy and you came to this region. Now you are cooling it and I want you to find out that at 1100 degrees Celsius, what will be the amount of liquid and solid phases will be present. So at 1100 degrees Celsius, you can see here we are having alpha plus liquid. Now I want you to find out how much of alpha will be present and how much of liquid will be present when you cool this particular alloy from the melting point to 1100 degrees Celsius. Because you are cooling this alloy to 1100 degrees Celsius. So you came to this two-phase region. So in this two-phase region, we are having this alpha and we are having this liquid. Now concentrate, listen very carefully. Now, in order to find out, so first let me tell you some important term. So here we are having this tie line like this. Let me use different color for this. So this is our tie line. At this point, we have to find the amount of alpha and liquid. Now, this is the solidus line and this is the liquidus line, correct? So this point, from this point to this point, from here to here, means where it cuts. From here to here means this distance, this is known as solid arm. This is known as solid arm. Solid arm. Now from here, this point to this liquidus point, this distance is known as liquid arm. This distance is known as liquid arm. Now listen carefully. What is solidus arm? Solid arm, from the point to the point where it cuts the solidus line, this distance is known as the solid arm, and this distance is known as the liquid arm. Liquid arm. Again listen, this is the tie line, this is the point where you have to find out. Okay, so from this point to the distance where it cuts this solidus line, so this distance from here to here, okay, so this distance is known as the solid arm, and this distance from here to the point where it cuts the liquidus line, this is known as the liquid arm. Okay, now if fraction of any phase, so amount of any phase, that is in fraction, so fraction of any phase is given by opposite arm divided by total arm length, total arm. What is this total arm? From here to here, this is the total arm. This is the, from here to here, this is the total arm. From here to the point where it cuts the solidus line, this distance is known as the solid arm. And from here to the point where it cuts the liquidus line, it is known as the liquid arm. Now suppose you want to find out the fraction of solid phase. Alpha is the solid phase. Now you want to find out the fraction of solid phase. So you have to take opposite arm, that is liquid arm. For solid phase, you will take liquid arm. Liquid arm is length of liquid arm divided by total arm. Total arm. Now this liquid arm, suppose this is the CO, initial concentration is represented by CO. This is the composition of alpha, and this is the composition of, here you can see this is the composition of liquid, and here this is the composition of alpha. This you can find out as I have explained earlier. So this will be the composition of alpha, this will be the composition of liquid, correct? Now you want to find out the fraction of alpha, means fraction of alpha that is present in this region. So you want to find out the fraction of solid phase, so that is equal to opposite arm, that is liquid arm, divided by total arm. Now what is liquid arm here? So this is the liquid arm, this is the liquid arm. So what is this distance will be? So this distance will be C0. From here to here, this is the C0. From here to here, this is C0, that is initial concentration that is given to you, and this is CL. What is CL? From here to here, this is the CL. Now what will be the liquid arm? liquid arm will be C naught minus Cl. How we have found out? So look, you want to find out this distance. This is the liquid arm. So you take this distance from here to here minus this distance from here to here will give you this distance. So this distance from here to here is nothing but your C naught. C naught is the distance from here to here. Okay, because that is 50% alloy we have taken. So this distance is 50%. Now you know that the composition of liquid is this one. So this distance will be Cl. You have to find out this distance. So that you can do by taking this distance minus this distance, means C naught minus Cl will give you the liquid arm. Now you have to find out total arm. What is this total arm? From this point to this point. This is the total arm. So C alpha minus Cl will be the total arm, because from here to here this is C alpha minus Cl from here to here will give you this total distance. So total arm will be equal to C alpha minus Cl. So you just put the value here, you will find out how much fraction of alpha phase will be there. Okay. So this will again will come in percentage. Okay. This will come in fraction, you multiply with 100, you will get the percentage. Okay, the next question is how to find the fraction of liquid phase. Again the same thing, you fraction of any phase is equal to opposite arm divided by total arm. So fraction of liquid phase is given by solid arm divided by total arm. Let us write is T total arm. Okay, TA. So what will be the solid arm? Yes, anyone? What will be the solid arm here?
C alpha minus C naught.
Correct. So this is your solid arm. How you can find out this solid arm? So this is this distance from here to here. This is C alpha. From here to here, this is C naught. So C alpha minus C naught will give you this solid arm. So C alpha minus C naught will give you the solid arm. Again, the total arm will be the same only. So C alpha minus Cl. So this is the way you can calculate the amount of phases. So this is the fraction of phases that is telling. Fraction of phases means if suppose total phase amount is 100 gram, out of that this much fraction will be your alpha phase and this much fraction will be your liquid phase. So actually this is what is known as the lever rule. This formula is known as the lever rule. This fraction of any phase is equal to opposite arm divided by total arm. So this is nothing but a lever rule. Okay, I hope the things are clear. Okay, so let me know if anybody is having any doubt. Yes, Abhishek Kumar is there. Abhishek, can
Yes,
you
sir.
Abhishek, have you registered for this sustainable farming technique
Yes, sir.
value added course?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that I'm going to take that course. Okay, I have seen your name there, so I thought I should ask you. Okay, good. So soon we will inform you about the date and time when we are going to have this value added course. Okay. Okay, so where we are talking about how to calculate the fraction of any phase in a given phase mixture. Okay, so this is how we can calculate. So up to this point, the question will be asked in the test 1. Okay, so the question can be asked about the phases present, composition of the phases, and the amount of phases that is present in any isomorphous phase diagram. So in this particular test one, we are only going to have this up to binary isomorphous phase diagram. Okay, so start preparing for that. Okay, and if you have any doubt at any point of time, so let me know. Okay, okay, so let us see some question and then just let me know whether you have got it or not. Okay, so let me create a question over here. Okay, so let me rub it out and then we will. So let me once make it more clear by the PPT that I have made. Then we will discuss some questions regarding this. Okay, can you see the PPT? Yes, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, see here. Consider an alloy of copper and nickel with 60 weight% nickel at 1200 degrees Celsius. By the time I have told this percentage and this temperature, you can find out where we are in the phase diagram. So we are talking about 60 weight% nickel and 1200 degrees Celsius. So here you can see we are talking about this point only. So because this is 1200 degrees Celsius and 60 weight% nickel is there. Now, as I have already told, from this point to this solidus line, so this point, this is known as the solid arm. So this distance is known as the solid arm, and from here to this liquidus point, this is known as the liquid arm. So that we have discussed already. Okay, it is very simple. Just draw a tie line. This is known as the tie line. Tie line is nothing but an isotherm. Okay, same temperature line. You can see same temperature line. Temperature is same throughout 1200 degrees Celsius. Now from this point to the point where it cuts the solidus line, so that distance is known as the solid arm, and from that point to the point where it cuts the liquidus line is known as the liquid arm. Okay, now you have to find out how much alpha and how much liquid is present. Okay, so find the phases present, so that is alpha plus liquid. Now you have to find the fraction of phases present. So fraction of phases presents. So here you can see fraction of any phase is given by opposite arm by total arm. Here opposite arm means if you take solid over here, then you will take liquid arm, and if you take fraction of liquid phase, then you will take solid arm over here. Now here you see fraction of alpha, that is solid phase, will be equal to liquid arm divided by total arm. So what will be the liquid arm here? So this is the liquid arm over here. So that is nothing but C naught. So this is what this will give you. This will give you the composition of liquid. This will give you the composition of alpha. Sorry. So this will give you the composition of liquid. So this is the Cl. I have forgot to written over here. Right over here. This is Cl and this is C alpha. Okay. Now liquid arm. What will be the liquid arm? So this is our liquid arm. So this is nothing but C naught. This is the initial concentration C naught minus Cl. So this is Cl. So this will give you the liquid arm from this distance. Now for solid arm, you take from here to here, that is C alpha, minus from here to here, that is C naught. So C alpha minus C naught will give you the solid arm. What about total arm? Total arm from here to here, that is C alpha minus Cl. C alpha means from here to here and Cl means from here to here. So when you subtract this, you will get the total arm. So here we want to find out the fraction of alpha phase. So liquid arm, that is nothing but C naught minus Cl. So C naught is nothing but initial concentration, that is 60% nickel, minus Cl. So here I have taken about 17% of nickel will be there in Cl. Okay, so 60 minus 17 divide by C alpha, that is here you can see that it is approximate 78. I am supposed to write it over here, but I just forgot it. So C alpha is nothing but 78 minus again Cl, that is 17%. So here when you calculate it, it will come 0.70. When you multiply with 100, it will come 70.5. So here the third digit 705. Okay, so it will come 70.5%. Similarly, you can find out the fraction of liquid phase, that is nothing but solid arm divided by total arm, that is C alpha minus C naught upon C alpha minus Cl. Similarly, it will comes out 29.5%. So this is the amount of this solid and liquid phase present in this two phase region at this given temperature and initial concentration of alloy. Okay, so this is the way how you can calculate the amount of phase. Okay, means in total phase that is present over here, this much percentage will be alpha and this much percentage will be liquid. Okay, I hope the things are clear to you. Now the questions can be asked in various ways. Okay, so this is the way of direct questions. Okay, but the questions can be asked. Suppose I have given you this fraction of alpha and fraction of liquid and ask you to find out the composition of alpha and liquid phase. So that is the another way of asking the question that is related with this diagram. Okay, so as of now we have discussed everything. The three things the phase diagram used to tell: the first thing, the phases present at a given temperature and condition, the composition of that phases, and the third is amount of that phases that is present in a given condition. Okay, I hope the things are clear to you. So let me tell you some of the way to of asking the question in the exam. See, the question can be asked in various ways. So try to understand the concept. Once you understand the concept, you can do any type of question. And if you have any doubt in understanding the concept, so please let me know at this point. Okay, because from right now we are going to deal with binary eutectic, then we have to deal with tertiary diagram. So understanding of this concept is very important. Okay, try to understand each and every concept. You need not to remember anything. Everything is there in the phase diagram. You simply have to understand the concept, how the things works. Okay, suppose a question has been asked in the test that now don't make diagram. Okay, let us write in the words. Now suppose the question is asked is an alloy of copper, an alloy of copper with 40 weight% nickel, with 40 weight% nickel consists of 70% 70 weight% consists of 70 weight% solid phase and rest is liquid, and rest is liquid, and rest is liquid. And rest is liquid at, you need not to mention the temperature over here, okay, and the rest is liquid. Find the composition of, find the composition of solid, find the composition of solid and liquid phase. Find the composition of solid and liquid phase. Find the composition of solid and liquid phase. So here what I have given is, suppose this is our phase diagram. Just have a look into this. So suppose this is our phase diagram. Okay, and we are talking about 40 weight% nickel. So suppose this is 40 weight% nickel, and suppose this is so it is saying that 70 weight% is solid and the rest is liquid. So it means that we are talking about the two-phase region. Okay, because this is the region where solid and liquid will be present. So suppose we are talking about this point. Okay, so now at this point, what we have seen, we have to find this composition and this composition. Okay, now the given is 70 weight% of solid phase and the rest means 30%. Means we have given that fraction of alpha is 70%, or you can say 0.70. 70% means 0.70, and fraction of liquid will be 30%, that is nothing but 0.30. Correct? Now you have to find out the composition of solid and liquid phase. So just apply your formula, fraction of alpha phase. So this is C naught. So this is C naught. This will be C alpha, and this will be C L. So fraction of alpha phase will be equal to liquid arm. So that liquid arm is this one. So this will be given by C naught minus CL upon total arm, that is C alpha minus CL. And this is given as 0.70. Correct? Now fraction of liquid phase, this is equal to solid arm. So this is your solid arm, that is nothing but C alpha minus C naught upon total arm C alpha minus CL. So this is also given as 0.30. Now you can see from here, this is the two equation and two unknowns is there, because C naught is known to us, that is how much? 40%. Okay, so C naught is known to us, that is 40%. C naught is 40, and there are other two unknowns, that is C alpha and CL. So by using this two equation, two unknowns, you can find out the value of C alpha and CL. Is it clear? Any doubt? Yes?
No, sir, clear.
Okay, good. So here you can see that the questions can be asked in different ways. The thing is, you have to understand the concept. So here I have given you the fraction, and I ask you to calculate the composition of two phases. So this alpha, you can write out this like this, and C naught is given to you. Fraction of liquid is also given to you. So you will just make two equations and 2 equations and 2 unknowns. So you can solve it out and find out the C alpha and CL. I hope the things are clear to you. Okay, now we will see a little bit tricky questions, okay, that I have in my PPT so that you can understand the concept more clearly. So let me take the PPT with, so here. So just see this question. Can you see this PPT? Can you see this question? Yes. Can you see this question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Dhuleshwar, can you read out the question? Please read out the question.
Two metals A melting point 800 degrees Celsius and B melting point 600 degrees Celsius from a binary isomorphous system in alloy having 35% B has 75% solid and rest liquid, where varies an alloy having 55% B has 25% solid at 700 degrees Celsius. Estimate the composition of solidus and liquidus at the above temperature.
Okay, so this is our question, that two metals. So metal A is over here, melting point 800 degrees Celsius. So here the melting point is 800 degrees Celsius. This is the diagram of, if you have pure A, then this will be your diagram. So if you start hitting it like this, so at 800 degrees Celsius it will melt. If you take pure B, so melting point is 600 degrees Celsius. So when you will heat it up, so it will melt at 600 degrees Celsius. Now it forms a binary isomorphous system. So this is the way the binary isomorphous system will form. Now the next thing, it is saying that an alloy means the mixing of A and B. An alloy having 35% B, an alloy having 35% B means C naught value is given, that is 35% B, has 75% solid and rest liquid at this particular temperature. So at this particular temperature, this 35% alloy means, if you talk about this point, so at this point we are having solid plus liquid. So it is saying that for this 35% alloy, at this point we are having 75% solid and rest liquid means 25% liquid. Now another alloy that is having 55% of B, so this is another alloy, but we are talking about the same temperature, has 25% solid. So here at this point also, for this particular alloy, so this alloy and this alloy is separate alloy. For this alloy at 700 degrees Celsius, at this point we are having 75% solid and 25% liquid. But for this alloy at the same temperature, we are having 25% solid and 75% liquid. So the rest will be liquid. Now you have to find out the composition of solidus and liquidus at the above temperature. So you have to find out this and this, XS and XL. Now simply what you do, you know at this point how much amount. So apply lever rule to alloys with 35% B and 55% B. Okay, so here this is very simple. Okay, what you do, let me do it with Microsoft whiteboard. The things will be more clear then. Let me use this whiteboard. Just remember this data. If I will ask, then let me know. Okay, so let me read out this data. two metals, this an alloy having 35% B. Okay, 25% solid. Okay. So let me make out this use of this whiteboard. In some cases we are supposed to write, and with the help of this mouse it is very difficult to write out. Anyway, I will try to do it. Okay, so let me rub it out. All these questions are very simple, but the thing is you have to understand the concept. Now it says here, rather saying copper nickel, it is saying A and B, because any system can form the isomorphism. It is given that A has a melting point of 800 degrees Celsius. So this is 800 degrees Celsius. What is the melting point of B? Yes. Anybody remember? Let me see it. Melting point of, okay. So melting point of B is, 600 is given. So melting point of B is 600 degrees Celsius. Now it will form an isomorphous, so it will go like this only. Now the question is saying that we have taken an alloy. We have taken an alloy with 35% B. Means here in this alloy we are having 35% B. 35% B. Okay. So and we are talking about 700 degrees Celsius. So let us say this is our 700 degrees Celsius. So we'll come to this point, let's say here. Okay. Now it is saying that 35% B alloy has 75% of solid. Now what we'll do, we will draw a line like this, tie line. This is the tie line. And if the phases present, let's say alpha and liquid will present over here. So this is our liquidus line and this will be our solidus line. So this is our liquidus line and this will be our solidus line. Now this will give you the composition of C alpha. This will give you the composition of C alpha. And this will give you the composition of C liquid. Okay. Because the point where it intersects, this is our initial point. Okay. Okay. So this will give you the composition of C liquid and this will give you the composition of alpha. Now it is saying that it contains 75% solid. 75% solid. Okay, this alloy. Now the same rule, solid, for solid you will take liquid arm. For solid you will take liquid arm. Divide by total arm. Total arm, let me write it by TA because it's very difficult to write. Okay. Now F alpha fraction, that is 75%, can be written as 0.75, 0.75, that is 75%. Okay. This is equal to liquid arm. So here where your liquid arm is, this one is your liquid arm. And this is, let's say C naught is there. C naught is nothing but this composition, this 35% B. Okay. So liquid arm. So this will be your liquid arm and this will be your solid arm, because the point from this to the point where it cuts the liquidus line, this is liquidus line, it will be the liquid arm, and the point from here to the point where it cuts the solidus line will be your solid arm. Now what will be the liquid arm? So this will be your liquid arm. So liquid arm will be given by CL minus C naught. So CL from here to here, that is CL, minus from here to here, you will get this distance. So that is liquid arm divided by total arm, that is from here to here, that is CL minus C alpha. This will give you this total arm. Now this is one equation, because we need one more equation, because you see C naught is known to us because 35% we know, but CL and C alpha we don't know. So two unknowns are there. So we need to form one more equation. So that one more equation can be formed with the another alloy. Now just forgot this. Consider another alloy. We are taking another alloy. So let me make it with this another alloy at the same temperature, but its concentration is 55% B. So this concentration, let me write over here, 55% B. So in this case, the CO becomes 55%. Now at this point, this will be your liquid arm and this will be your solid arm. Don't forget it. This will be your liquid arm, solid arm, and this will be your liquid arm. And it has been given that at this point, the amount of solid phase is 25%. So in this case, F alpha is given as 25%. For this B alloy, it has been given that at this particular temperature, 25% solid phase is present. So this 25% is nothing but 0.25. 0.25. Now again, we can write the formula for F alpha. For this F alpha will be given as, so F alpha is liquid arm. So this is your liquid arm. So CL minus C naught. CL minus C naught. Let me write it C naught dash. Why? Because this composition is different. So this is C naught and this is your C naught dash. Initial concentration is different. So this is 35% B and this is 55% B. So that's why I have taken as C naught and C naught dash. This is known to us, so don't worry. And again, the total arm will be this one, that is given by CL minus C alpha. Same thing, CL minus C alpha. Now see here, this will become 0.25 is equal to CL, that is unknown to us, C naught dash, that is known to us, that is 55%. This is 55% upon CL unknown to us and C alpha unknown to us. Okay, in this case 0.75 will be equal to CL minus C naught, that is known to us, that is 35%, divide by CL unknown to us and C alpha unknown to us. Now you can see from this equation, let us take this equation as 1 and this equation as 2. Now you can see from this equation and this equation, only C alpha and CL is unknown to us. So we are having two equations and two unknowns. So from these two equations, we can find C alpha, CL and C alpha. Okay, I want all of you to do these questions without seeing. Okay, just solve this question and let me know the value of the answer. Okay, so tomorrow we don't have any class, I think. Yes, so on Thursday we will ask how to do it. Okay, so try to solve it. Is there any doubt? Yes, is there any doubt? Yes, please speak.
No, sir.
Okay then. Okay.
No doubt.
Okay. So
No, sir.
I think the things. Okay, good. So here I think I have made everything possible to make you understand. Okay, so it's all about the concept only. Don't go on remembering the things. Okay, when you remember the things, you will forget. Okay, so rather than try to understand the concept. Okay, once you understand the concept, you can solve any problems. Okay, simply you have to put some effort in understanding the questions properly. Okay, read out the question again and again, and you will be finally able to solve the questions. So here you see only two alloy has been given. By making use of these two alloy and the fraction that has been given for these two alloy, we are able to find out this C alpha and Cl. Okay. Okay, then let me download the attendance. And please, I request all of you to don't miss the class. Okay. And for those who have missed the quiz, 3 to 4 people are there who have missed the quiz. Okay. So I'm planning to take their quiz on tomorrow. So tomorrow, those who have not attended the quiz one are supposed to attend the quiz from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Okay, maybe in the daytime you are busy, so I am scheduling it from 7 to 7:30 p.m. And this time, don't miss the quiz. Okay, this is the last opportunity given to you, and also I will deduct 1.5 marks for this because those who have already attended, I am not going to do injustice with them. Okay, so you will be losing your 1 or 1.5 marks. Okay, but don't miss this time. This time you have to attend Wednesday. I have kept one quiz. Okay, from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Today I am going to schedule it, and don't forget. Okay, try to attend it on time. And this quiz is only for those who have not attended. Those who have already attended need not to attend again. Okay. Okay, then shall I stop here?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, then let me download the attendance and then we will end the meeting. Let me download it first. Okay, then. Okay, then see you tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye, sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.